Mayor Rader,
Present.
Danny Clark, not present. Jason Green,
Here.
Brandon Carrico,
Here.
Mark McAtee,
Present.
Attorney Stephen Teeperball,
Present.
Clerk Treasurer Lori Carrico, present.
Get a motion to approve the minutes from the previous meeting, most meeting.
I'll make that motion. I'll second.
Motion by Brandon, second by Jason, all in favor?
Aye.
Mayor, don't we have minutes to approve from a September meeting, a special meeting? Regarding the two event?
We never got that with Lori.
No, I haven't got it. Next meeting. I have it printed off, but it's at my house. I just remembered. Apologize, that's my fault.
Nothing, follow up on any other unfinished business. Under new business, Chief of Police is asking that, gym memberships for the police department, it's open for discussion.
Do we know what the cost is?
Yes, so, I didn't know if I was supposed to. So, for 5 officers, Jordan Hawkins, the owner, you know, I'm sure we all know Jordan. He gave us, actually an unbelievable discount. So it would be $1,300 for all 5 officers for a year. And that's it, so, and that would be renewable. I just, you know, we all know, right, that, you know, physical fitness is really part of our job description, right? We need to maintain our physical fitness level. And it does a couple things, right? It's for our own safety, and it's also so we can have enough stamina to take care of any problem that needs to arise from in our duties of police officers. Whether that's, you know, searching for somebody lost, or anything in between. So if we can provide that health benefit, so to speak, that would allow our officers to go to the gym 24/7. So, because we have the key system to get in there 24/7. I know a lot of you know that. So they can go at any time. They're not limited to a certain day to maintain their physical fitness level. There's nothing worse, and I hope you all agree, there's nothing worse than, you know, somebody that's out of shape, that can't do their job, that wants to take care of the community, right? I mean, we see it on TV, you know, cops and all that other stuff. So I just think it would be an added benefit to our department as well, another benefit. And for $1,300, you know, I think it's a very worthwhile proposition. So, thank you.
I think it's worth it. I think it'd also be worth it, fire department looking into that as well.
I agree, yeah, and I think Jordan, obviously, not think, I know Jordan will work it out as well.
Well, then that opens up the door for everybody else that's an employee of the city.
I guess we can continue to have firefighters, but, you know.
I would, Mark, any feelings on this?
I'm sort of on the fence, to be honest with you.
I think we probably need to see what we need to do as far as, like you just stated, if it's gonna open the door to the rest of the city employees. I say we table this, we need to get some more information, see what kind of deals they're willing to work out, and when we revisit this next month or whatever.
Is that a motion to table it, Brandon, for further information?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Second by Jason. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
agenda is just for information purposes only. He'll be getting back with us on the actual bids, but this is something we do, every year. We rehab, we got 6, wells out of the well field for the water. We want to get that in front of you, so next month we'll have some information on that. And to get 2 of them done, I believe he's wanting to do 4 and 6 right now, the ones that are scheduled to be done. And you're looking $20,000 to $25,000 a piece on those, close to it. We'll get more information next month, so that's for information purposes. Okay, next item is at Bridgewater and Jackson Street to put a stop sign at as you're coming out of Bridgewater Street. You all got a copy of that, didn't you? So, like to get a motion or entertain a motion to have that brought to the council, for an ordinance to put a stop sign there. Currently, there's nothing there.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second that.
All in
I was
favor?
thinking there was one, but I think there's a stop sign up on the next street.
All in favor?
Aye.
And then, next one is on Southeast First and Pine Street. Changing that from a yield to a stop sign at Southeast First Street. Currently, you know, as you come up past, O'Reilly's, you come around that corner where you go straight around, there's a yield sign on the other side there as you're heading back to the west. Then you got a yield sign there as you're coming off of, Southeast First Street. So, I mean, everybody's learned how to drive here, but for a safety standpoint, I put a stop sign there. Bo and I talked about it, he recommended it, at the Southeast First Street, so anybody on Pine Street just go straight through and go right to the apartments, or they can make a left, and then you have to have a stop there as you're coming on the Pine Street.
I'll make the motion for it.
I'll second that motion.
Brandon, Mark, all in favor?
There's a lot of traffic on that, I didn't realize it was just a yield.
There is. Next item is the Community Crossings Grant. We went down last, Thursday, and the city was awarded another grant. We ended up getting a grant for $634,812.75 to do some more street paving next year. So, that's on top of the $1.121 million and some odd dollars we got already. Next item is the utility adjustments.
I think we skipped over E, the street closure.
Oh, I did, thank you. We've got 2 events coming up. One's kind of it's gonna be a new one. We're gonna do a Christmas, tree lighting on December 1st, and then we have a Christmas stroll on December 8th. And like to request a permission to close some streets for vendors, from 4 to 8 p.m. every night, or for the 2 nights, it's on Sundays. They're gonna have to have setup time and tear down time, so I'd say from 2 o'clock till 9 or 10 o'clock at night. That's giving plenty of time, should be able to tear down, set up and tear down in that time. And, the city's putting both of these events on. We're looking at East Main, they're in front of, from the corner to, 231, from the other side of, First Street there. Triangle area, and then around the square, and then West Main Street. Up until the intersection there of, I forget what that road is. Northwest First Street, I guess it is. Basically to the intersection of the backside of M&M. We've yet to determine how many vendors we have, but we have quite a few vendors that's already, said they're gonna be here, and we've got quite a few more. I found out today, calling saying they want to attend. So,
How much setup and tear down time do they need?
that depends on what it is. We're also looking at having some other vendors in another area, but we still haven't got all the details worked out on that, so it doesn't require shutting the streets down on this part. It depends on how much people bring. I mean, it could take an hour to an hour and a half to set up, it could take an hour and a half to tear down, 2 hours, I don't know. We can want to be up and ready to go by 4 o'clock, so.
And these vendors are this hanging for permits.
This is not a fundraiser event, pay for anything, it's just that they want to come and make money, and come make money.
So you're saying from 2 in the afternoon till 9?
Yeah. But we're 4 to 8, so it may be 10 o'clock,
For the tear down,
yeah,
but the event itself would be
4 to 8,
4 to 8?
yeah.
And this is the December 1st.
And December 8th, both on a Sunday.
Make the motion, we approve it.
Okay. A motion by Jason,
I'll second.
second by Brandon. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Utility adjustments. Get her, get the list of what's supposed to be. I guess it's all right here. You can split it up. Sorry about that.
You left it on you?
I did talk with Bo on these today, and he was good on it. It was good.
Make a motion to approve them.
I got a motion approved, second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Fire chief, department report.
Yes. So for the month of October, we had 15 fire calls, and those consisted of we had one 1070 brush fire. We had 3 1050s, and that's MVA's motor vehicle accidents. We had 2 of those were airbag deployment with no injuries. We had one that was a UTL, it's called unable to locate, because somebody's smartwatch went off, and it alerted the 911, which contacted us in the area that went off. So that's called unable to locate. We had 5 lift assists, we had 4 special details in the department. We had 1 other, which was an oil leak on the road, so we had to assist in that cleanup. We did have 15 medical calls. Those consisted of 3 were stroke, 7 were not feeling well, 1 unresponsive. We had a low blood sugar. We had 2 with blood pressure issues, and 1 with a broken leg. And also want to let the board know and all the other council members that engine 1, engine 2, and ladder 5 have passed their pump test for the year, so we're good on that. Also, all the air packs and masks have passed their pressure test. So I feel like this is something you guys should be aware of what we're having tested and done. Also, we had a really good turnout on a training day, the other day, the 9th, here on North Street. We had about 30 participants, plus, from all over the state, Indy, down south. I think we had one close to Kentucky, come up and visit. We had 9 of our members that were able to attend. 2 of those were unable to do the physical stuff, but we had 7 of our members at least participate in that. We were able to go ahead and get 6 members measured for turnout gear. That's upcoming. Our ladder, we had issues with it, but it's now working and fixed. The tanker, we all know that we didn't get the tanker grant, but we're able to get this one going. We need a new fuel tank. Big John actually has one off a semi that he's donating. So we're gonna get that taken care of. The fuel tank that's on it now is so rusty and nasty that it keeps gumming up all the stuff on the fuel filters and everything. So that's gonna be taken care of. And when that's fixed, forgive me, but I can't remember, Logan Dant's gonna take it to a guy that's gonna work on the dump part of it. The part where the water comes out. It's leaking, and he's gonna put a whole new system in there, weld it and everything for us. We're gonna have that up and running. And one more thing, at our fireman's ball, I'm embarrassed a little bit, Justin Davis was mentioned as he's gonna be my interim assistant chief. Mike Kirk is stepping down January 1. So we went ahead and Mike and I discussed, go ahead and get Justin kind of acclimated with the new role. So I just want to congratulate Justin, so he's gonna be the new assistant chief. Thank you.
Thank you. So now we can tear the house down.
You can tear the house down. Yep, good to go.
Justin, you have anything?
I've issued 6 permits, building, 5 of those were building permits, 1 was a demo. I sent 9 ordinance violation letters and issued 1 fine. That's it.
Okay.
We had 153 activities this month, 9 criminal cases and 4 arrests.
Thank you. Mr. Tinker. Finally got that up there taken care of?
Yeah, looks really good.
Okay. I'm talking about the drainage issue we had up, in between some property owners up there in the, Green Acres area, or part of the Green Acres area, so that has all been taken care of. I think you still got a little bit more dirt to get out of there.
Yeah, Logan done an exceptional job. Was very careful, very diligent, working several nights, late into the night to get it all taken care of. He did a heck of a job.
Well, good, I'm glad we got that issue resolved now.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. About any other thing, any other further? That's a motion to adjourn,
I'll second it.
all in favor?
Jason,
Well, I can tell
don't
you,
leave without.
it's on our schedule fee, so
Just
if you're
don't
not
sneak out on
ordinance,
me.
it tells you when you issue it, you have so many days to start it, so many days to complete it. It's on our issues. This is not. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you can complain about this. But we don't have an ordinance that states what. Contains IC codes. You can't have all junk like scrap material, that's considered. So, now we can ask the council.
Well, yeah.
Because the architecture, given that first meeting all the time.
I know.
He said that once it was done, he's going to fix his privacy.
Well, and see, that was supposed to be back, like I said,
That was, I thought, the original permit was. With Tim, I had no idea.
Yeah.
This is all that, he was putting some fence, and that was the fence he put up for it.
Well, the only thing is I know you guys go by the ordinance in the city, but also the Indiana codes. And there's a thing, did I give it to you, or did I give it to Tim, it's called a nuisance fence, you ever seen that on the internet? But it's basically a spike fence, somebody puts it up.
But you have to approve that, that's the spike fence, right?
Right, well, see, he's not keeping anything, there's no, trust me, we know that there's a part of it. Well, no, that's dangerous.
Bill says Phil had time to get home. Well, that's what I'm.
Go ahead and call to order the council meeting. I'll stand for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag.
United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Mayor Rader, Carol Rahill,
Here.
Dave Smith,
Here.
Mike Engelman,
Here.
Jerry Holland,
Here.
Mark McAtee,
Present.
Stephen, Attorney Stephen Tieberball,
Present.
Clerk Treasurer Lori Carrico, present.
Minutes from the previous month's meeting. Motion to approve.
I'll make the motion.
Motion from Mike.
A second.
Coach, okay, all in favor? And motion to approve the claims as submitted.
Can I ask a question before you approve the claims?
Sure.
It was my understanding that, the other claims was gonna be a claim for $35,000 Christmas tree to be put downtown, is that on the claims docket?
Actually, it's $38,499.30, I believe.
Okay.
Yes, that is on there.
Is that being funded out of the general fund?
Actually, it's taken out of the ARPA money.
And have you checked with anybody to make sure you can even do that? Because I have checked.
Yeah, there's, Lori, we've had some discussion on that.
Well, I was told from State Board of Accounts tonight that, when they come and audit, that they won't approve a Christmas tree being funded from the ARPA funds. ARPA funds would be better used for the exercise, deal that they're wanting to do for the fire department and the employees to do the exercise, rather than spending it on a $38,000 and some odd dollar Christmas tree.
But we're looking at that for economic development here.
For 2 months out of the year, it's going to be a $38,000 tree is going to be
It's
put
an
up.
artificial tree, Phyllis, it's be able to be used year after year after year,
Okay,
you know?
well, I'm just gonna tell the council that there's a lot of the citizens who are not for y'all spending that ARPA money that way. There's better ways you can spend that ARPA money, and be aware, State Board of Accounts said that it would not be approved. So, do what you want, if you wanna approve that, go ahead. But there's a lot of us will remember who's approved it and who hasn't.
Noted.
we had a discussion about this very thing. Transparency, edit funds were going to be used. Council members voiced their displeasure with that being done that way. It's my understanding, I may be wrong, if I am, I want to be told, that the ARPA funds will run out. We have to only have so long in which,
We got to the end of the year to use them or have them under contract for use in 2025.
Lori, how much is in there, do you know?
And that's not true.
That is true.
120,000.
That is
I was
100
just told you have until the end of 2026.
You have to have them either spent by the end of this year, or if they have to be,
Allocated and spent by 2026.
they have to be under a contract, they have to
Under
have
contract.
obligated. And obligated is far more technical than just simply agreeing to do it. You have to have a contract, you have to have
Right.
an interlocal agreement between agencies, that sort of thing, a sub-agreement, those sort of things. If you don't have those sort of things by the end of this year, or have it spent by the end of this year, then it will be returned.
Okay,
That just changed in June or July.
so where in the final ruling for the ARPA funds do you see that this is allowed to be spent on a Christmas tree? For
We-
decorations for a city?
We have been told that ARPA can be used, since it's being, we're claiming it as income replacement, that what the income, what we would have normally spent it on, it is an allowable expense. I will look into it further for you,
I was
Phyllis.
gonna say that's
I mean-
stretching it quite a bit, but
Well, if it's something the city would have normally spent it on, if they would have spent it on Christmas decorations, there are some limits that we can't, and I will double check again and make sure, because it's my neck kind of on the platter right here. So,
yeah, I
and
understand.
I will make sure and double check again that I have called, I have checked, I have emailed, I have discussed this with several, but I will double check, Phyllis. I mean, very-
Phyllis, I'll say this, as far as the edit funds come, technically, the mayor has say-so on how edit funds are to be spent and can use them at his discretion. However, if the edit funds are set aside for other projects and stuff like that, yes, it's used for that. But,
So-
as mayor, I do have the right or responsibility to do something like this if I feel that it's necessary or needed, it's gonna be a big boost for the community.
And so by you saying that statement that you just said, these people up there have no authority whatsoever over you, is what you just told them?
No, I never said that. I
Well,
said
you
that
did.
on the edit funds
Well,
money.
you did.
That's completely
No,
different
you
than all
just
the other
told them that
funds.
they have no control. If you wanna spend
No.
everything there is in the edit funds, that these people have no control.
No, we use the edit funds for a lot of different
I
things.
know you do, Brian.
My understanding is that the edit funds are earmarked for a project. They could be spent for that money that may be in there that was not earmarked for a particular project. The mayor has the discretion to spend those.
With the
That's my
council's
understanding.
approval,
Well, my understanding, and again, I wanna know, like, we have money in the projects out of edit for Country Court 5 and some other things. Those are earmarked. Those are gonna be spent for that. Additional money that was put in there previously for this year, even though it's not earmarked, the mayor has discretion to spend that, is my understanding. Okay? Now, we've discussed this. It's my hope that this won't happen again. It's my hope that anything, even though it's not earmarked, whatever, will be brought before the council for approval,
as it should be.
as it should be, in my opinion. And we've talked, I think we've come to that agreement. Now, that doesn't take care of this situation here tonight. So, you agree with that?
Yep. We had a 2-hour conversation about this subject a couple of weeks ago.
Tim, I explained the same thing to him at that time too, but we have an understanding and everything, so,
I don't have a problem with ARPA money being used for it. I trust Lori's judgment. She has checked it out. I don't think she would give us incorrect information. I
And you
know the
couldn't
county
find-
spends their ARPA money on a wide range of things also. When the ARPA money first came out, it was earmarked specifically. You couldn't spend it for a lot of things, and then they loosened, isn't that right, Lori? They loosened it up so people could spend the money.
It's changed a lot from the beginning. I mean, there are so many things that, in the beginning, it was very strict, and then it it did loosen up. They've changed it. It's been an ongoing battle just keeping up with what they are allowing and not allowing. And most entities did think they had it all the way until the end of '26 to spend this money. So a lot of entities were holding on to it, kind of hoping that they would have it if something was to happen, if they needed it later. And then this summer, it came back and said, no, it has to be obligated. It has to be much more strictly watched from this point on.
And you're not finding anything else that the city needs, Councilman? You've not found anything else that the city needs that those ARPA funds could be used for?
Yeah, we can spend $40,000 or something like that to fix a water fountain that hasn't worked from day one.
Well, fix it.
You know, we're trying other solutions on that.
What, tear it
But I mean,
down?
we spent what, 80 to 120,000 on a water fountain?
Well, it was put in poorly.
No. And we still gotta take care of that situation too.
Marsh got a question.
I have a question for our legal guy down there.
Okay.
I know this is financial. Do you see any gray areas? How this money's being allocated?
As far as
The Christmas tree.
Christmas tree, being spent out of the, if I understand, it's being spent out of the which fund? ARPA fund on that. Offhanded, as it's been stated, the requirements have been loosened quite a bit, and you have a lot of leeway to get things approved. It's something that I've not researched in depth on it. If that's a question that people have, I can certainly research more on it.
I mean, I have no knowledge of the law on this, so I'm going on what Lori's saying. That's all I got to go on.
And like I said, I will double check again and I will, you know, I'll look.
This is federal money, not state money.
It is
too.
federal money, it is not state money, so.
I'm also more than happy to put in some research on it as well, and get you a definitive answer.
State Board of Accounts still comes and audits that ARPA money that you use for it.
Not typically, federal, you get federal
Well,
audits,
but they do.
but they don't typically come in and look at your,
Well,
ARPA
they just
money.
did one at Washington, so I'm just telling you.
The federal's more strict than the state.
Let me ask this question, is it possible to make a motion to remove this claim from the claims until we get verification from ARPA fund, approve the other claims, and go from that point?
I'm not sure, honestly, I don't have an answer for that. I would assume there'd probably some way to do that.
I thought you already made the adjustment to ARPA.
I did make the adjustment to ARPA, but it can be adjusted elsewhere if it needs to be.
All I'm saying is that if
I
they come
agree
back,
with Dave, we should wait.
if they come back and say we can't do it, then we're right back where we were at square one. And I wanna be, I don't want us to be in hot water with anybody.
I understand. I mean, I'm certain there is probably a way I can do that, so.
Let's do that.
I think you can pull the claims out separate. I
Okay.
don't know the answer.
Okay, yeah, I don't. So, I'm sure there's a way I can, I mean, because I know in the county they have done this before. I mean, I know the county
We
has,
absolutely have pulled claims out.
so that's why I'm sure there's a way to do that.
I think you just need to designate which claims you're
Yeah,
pulling out, and let
yeah.
them approve the rest of the docket.
So make sure you specify which one for sure you're pulling out, and then you can claim, because I do know they've done it at the county a couple times at least, I know of, I've been there.
When does it have to be paid, is my question.
Hmm.
When does it need to be paid, is gonna be the question.
Yeah,
Immediately.
yeah.
But it's, I don't have any, I don't know the law.
Well, then I'd make the motion that, it says vendor 758, is that claim number, I don't know. Says warrant number 23545. That we pull that claim this evening. Until we get verification on what funds can or can't be used, and I guess we can revisit next month. So I'd make the motion that we pull that claim, and approve the other claims as are, till we get verification on the other funds, the ARPA funds.
I'll second.
Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
You got anything under unfinished business, under new business?
I just like to, real quick, brief update on the Humane Society, something we've been working on. It's taking time, but, we have a board in place, of people that, have experience in the Humane Society, will do a fantastic job. We're kind of waiting, or they're kind of waiting to get that out there. Would mention that on November 23rd, Volunteer Day at the Humane Society, so we could use anyone who would like to come and help at the Humane Society. It's a needed, something that we desperately need. I know, working with the chief on this and others. If you go online, Humane Society webpage has a sign-up sheet where you go on, you can sign up to help. There's also, for those that are able, they have an Amazon page where you can go and make donations for supplies and whatever you can do to help that out. So we are kind of starting from scratch. The city, we're gonna help, I think the county's gonna help financially, hopefully the town shows. So hopefully this will be up and going pretty soon. Like I said, it's something I think we'd all agree was desperately needed. So we're moving, it's gonna take a little time, but I think everyone will be pleased with the board, people that'll be on the board. That's all I got on that.
All right, thank you for the update, Dave. I want to give kudos to Coach here, because he has been very involved in this to see this through, and has done a good job coordinating and getting everybody together on this, so thank you for that, Dave. SIDC, is Michelle, are you gonna do Michelle, no, Michelle just, okay.
We're both here.
You're both here now, okay, the Ready Project for pay application.
Tonight we have pay applications number 2 for both of the city's ready projects. I'll go over the country court infrastructure one first. They have gotten started, and they have submitted a pay application number 2 to the city. And the amount due from this pay application is $77,079.20. Majority of that work has consisted of the initial site earthwork and also a little bit of the erosion control and stormwater prevention at this point, as they've gotten started on it. That entire amount would be requested for the ready funding at this point. So what we would need tonight is the council's approval for the application number 2 for the infrastructure at Country Court there.
Ask for a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Need a second?
Second.
All right, and Carol, all in favor?
Aye.
The second pay application number 2 we have is for the park, downtown park project tonight. And they are getting ready to start. They've done some traffic stuff. I think the rain a little bit has maybe got them from getting fully started there. However, they were able to submit further work that they have completed to date, a pay app number 2 requesting $35,150. my understanding, they are still looking at being done in the spring there.
Sometime by March or in March sometime, yes. Need a motion to approve the second? Okay. Carol, for the second motion, and then,
I'll second.
or Mark? Mark second, okay. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Thank you. Do you have the second one I got signed for the? I just had the one here for the 77,000. I'm just reading that. Thank you. Okay, the next item we have is Gray Jones with SIDC.
Appreciate you wearing the shirt today.
There's a lot going.
Yeah. Okay, so, SIDC has a sort of an AmeriCorps position that we work with. His name is Ted Hardesty. He applied for a grant for Martin County, working with the Martin County Alliance. The grant is for digital inclusion, and so what the grant set out to do was try and create some inclusion activities for people to be able to use digital technology. So Shoals, the Shoals Library in particular, is gonna receive 3 new iPads and then 3 new laptops. And then those will be used for digital literacy campaigns where they can help teach people how to use equipment and, you know, get on their email and check their, you know, just do whatever they need to do on the internet that way. Loogootee will receive internet, all of the equipment needed in order to get internet set up at the park, over by the pool, and then internet at, kind of spreading over to the pool, and then also internet at the railroad, the park pavilion there. And so it's a 3-year grant. The total package is around $28,000. There's no local match that you have to put into this. And fully free for the city of Loogootee for a 3-year time frame. At the end of that time frame, you know, you'll have to work with your internet carriers and whatnot to see about pricing and that type of stuff, but for the next 3 years, you're gonna have free 500 gig up, 500 gig down, wireless internet set up at the park, and set up at the park here in the downtown. So, it's a pretty good thing, good deal for the city of Loogootee, gives you all that equipment, and so that way, if you wanna carry it out in the future, then you've got it, set up where it's just a monthly payment on that. It really helps out kids doing homework, you know, and that's what we hear from the schools is that, you know, you need to have spaces where kids can come and do their homework. They need to have a good speed to be able to upload and download. People are doing things that using McDonald's internet and whatever else. And this will give spots, designated spots in the community that are well lit and safe for kids to be able to do their homework, as well as others to be able to use the park and have internet service at that park.
Appreciate the update on that
Yeah.
and getting that taken care of for us.
Yep.
Appreciate what SIDC does.
Yeah, happy to do it. Yep.
Thank you. Next item is the salary ordinance.
Everyone has a copy.
Yes.
And it does not, I misspoke with you, Dave, earlier when you asked. I did not for the Board of Works or the council. they did not change.
Do we wanna make a motion to approve the salary ordinance as presented?
What's the rate? Is it 3%, 4%?
4.
Well, I certainly think that our police, fire, city people, I think, do a great job. And I know cost of living's high for everybody, so I think what we can do to help keep our people, I think, is a good thing. So, we've talked about the numbers, we've looked at the numbers. Doesn't put the city in any kind of financial strain or anything like that, so. We wanna continue to keep our people, we have to try to make things a little easier for them if we can, so. This is not a great deal, large amount of money we're talking about, so. What's the number, roughly, do you know?
Total?
You knew I was gonna ask that, probably.
Yeah,
You
no, I didn't realize.
Is it around 30?
I was thinking it was around 30 or 40,000 total.
Well, to piggyback off what Dave said, we did a salary ordinance in February to get our police department up to speed as far as comparable cities, because we was having a hard time retaining people. And I think that's been good, so like Dave Smith just said, economic times has hit everybody, so I think if we can give our employees 4%, I can support that, because we want to retain our people. We have good people working here, and we want this to be a nice place for them to be employed at the city, so I don't have a problem with it.
Now, this does not include the city council or board of works.
Right,
They're receiving-
we're not
right.
giving ourselves a pay raise.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. So I'll make the motion that we adopt the salary ordinance as presented at 4%. Correct, Lori? 4?
I second.
Got a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
So, I just wanted to make sure that I was not in favor for city council, that's off the books.
Right, it's remains.
I'm good.
Good, okay. Anything else? That's the motion to adjourn.
I'll make it.
Second.
All in favor?
Jim.
Yeah.